Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received, and the translation of that message, it reads like this. Hello, how are you? This is my own confession. I used to be part of a diamond syndicate back in Chiadzwa. We used to rob people. So then there was this other guy who had swallowed a diamond so that he can keep it safe. Then some of our syndicate members, they saw this guy as he had swallowed that diamond, and then they followed him, robbed him, and they killed him. They opened up his stomach and they took the diamonds, even though I did not participate in that robbery, but this was like the rule, and we had to share each and everything that we would have gotten, irregardless whether you were there or you were not there. At that moment, I was with this other woman that I was dating, but I was given my share of the money. Currently, I am living here in the UK, but there are some other things that are happening, and there is a curse now that is following our bloodline. So I am here looking for advice and asking, should I confess or should I not confess? I was once a doctor, and when I was working as a doctor, to tell you the truth, I was living a very good life, but then I ended up getting involved with this syndicate, and the money that I got, it is blood money. I ran away. I am now in the UK, but my children are suffering, as well as in my bloodline. There is no peace at all. I studied at the University of Zimbabwe and I became a doctor. I started working at Harare General Hospital in 2006. That was when our economy crumbled back in Zim. Things got so worse, especially those that were civil servants. We were not getting any money at all. You would earn money that you'll never think that this is a salary of a doctor. I could not even get petrol just to put in my car so that I can go to work. I had to borrow money so that I can go to work. There was no money. Worst of all, it had become a work hazard. At work, the hospitals had no medicine. We did not even have PPE, nothing at all. And I found myself as a professional, as a doctor, with nothing. I would look at other people that were busy going to the illegal mines, making more money than us that were working for the government. So that was when people started talking about Chiadzwa. I went back home from where I come from in Mutare. I had people that were talking about Chiadzwa, a land that was full of wealth. People were talking about Marange, Muchena, Kuangira, Kujganga, and other places where diamonds were found. I don't know if you can still remember movies like Blood Diamonds. That is the type of things that were happening in Zimbabwe back in those days. People were being murdered. If you could get your diamond before you could make it back to civilization, because we used to go deep into the mountains where we would get these diamonds far away from everyone. So for you to return back to the city with the diamonds, it was very difficult. But still, we saw people that were poor, and then they would go to the mountains to dig up for the diamonds, and then they would become rich within weeks. I would watch relatives and friends leaving everything behind, going to the mountains to dig up for the diamonds, coming back with cars and starting businesses. But I, as an educated man, I realized that I had nothing, and since I had no other choice, that was when I entered into that world of illegal mining, a world full of blood and greed. And our crime was killing a man for a diamond. By 2008, we were deep in the game. We were smuggling diamonds to Mozambique, and we would sell them at a big profit. We would travel all the way, and it was many of us through the forest. And our gang, it was such that you will never even rob us. We would cross illegally into Mozambique and we would sell these diamonds to white people, usually your Portuguese-speaking Mozambicans that were whites, and then they would make money, serious money, I guess. So these are the areas where we used to operate from, your hot springs, Chimanimani and Chibue, moving these precious stones across the borders. But I had this other cousin of mine, whom I will call Zivanai. He was a man that was very ruthless. What had happened was that we used to hear that he had been given some charms. These are the charms that most of the people that love to fight, they go to the traditional healers, and then they are given those type of charms. In Shona, we call it mangoromera, such that you will have the strength, like the strength that Samson had, even if he had to fight with as many people as they would never defeat him. So that was the type of charms that he had. So he was a violent man. Whenever he would get drunk, he would want to fight with everyone. So he was part of the syndicate that saw that there was a man that had swallowed a diamond so as to keep it safe. I was not there. I was at this other hotel with this other woman that I was dating. She had traveled all the way from Harare, for she was angry with her husband and she wanted to be with me. I was busy drinking and celebrating with her. That was when they caught up with this guy. They robbed him, cut him open, and took the diamond. They told me that I was supposed to look for a buyer. They came to the city and I was given my share, even though I had not participated in that brutal killing, but the blood had been spilled already. We ran away, but the blood is still following me. When I left Zimbabwe with my wife, I thought that I had escaped my past. I moved to South Africa, worked as a medical doctor, and my wife as well. We later moved from South Africa after we had gotten our visas, and we came to the UK, where we started the business with some of the money that we got, because it was quite a lot after we had sold the diamond, and then we had divided the spoils of that robbery. But something terrible started happening to my kids. Ever since we came to the UK, I would notice that the kids, they started to develop symptoms like those that have OCD, like mental diseases, but I thought that maybe it was just normal. As they were growing up, they started to develop seizures and mental illnesses, and I know that usually if you kill someone, that is when you start to see that your relatives or your kids, they will start to develop this disease of seizures and mental illnesses. It means that you will have spilled innocent blood. Then I visited this other prophet in Nigeria. He told me everything. He said that the blood that we shed, even though I was not there during the murder, but the man is calling out to me saying that you enjoyed the money and now I am following you, but I never held a knife. I never touched a weapon. I never even touched or knew the man. But the problem is that I was given some money which I used to start a business. Help me. What am I supposed to do? I do not want to live in this darkness. I do not want to lose everything. What am I supposed to do? Should I go and confess? If I go and I confess, what if I get arrested? I do not want my relatives as well to know that this is what we did. We murdered someone and then we took that person's diamond and we sold it off. When you post my story, please tell me. I'll be following through in the comment section. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our brother. That was the translation. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world.